weekend. It's supposed to be fun.
Here's to that.
Sure you don't need help with that?
No, I got it.
Hurry up, man, I gotta go.
I guess we should be going, huh? Oh, honey. You can't tell me you wanna. Will you slow down?
We have to make up time.
Tell me again why we took this road?
The roads are supposed to hook up somewhere.
Dad's gonna kill me. Flag someone down.
It's not happening. Check it out!
You think we should stay here?
We're supposed to be roughing it. How much worse could it be?
Hello?
Do you really think this is a good idea? Hey, guys.
What the?
Corey!
I'm seeing things.
The former owners, they died.
What does this have to do with us?
They still live here. I did something bad.
We need to get out of here.
Trust me.
Everybody has a secret.
Hello? Hello, girl?
Do you want to know mine?
Hello everyone, this is Gruesome Herzog. My very special guest today is actor James Tyce. He's up there in good old Canada, and we both have same friends. James, do you want us to mention our friends' names before we get started with the interview? I'm sure the listeners would love to hear who our friends are.
I believe we should, yes.
Okay, first we have one of our good friends. He's called No Nuts Nathan Dashwood. Douchebag D'Amato.
Good old douchebag.
And, oh boy, Dick Lick Dan Ellis. God, he's a good dick licker, ain't he?
Oh, well, that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
And here's the king of all of them, right? Cock hair.
This is the best.
Cock hair Carpenter. What do you think?
I love it. I can't get over that one. Oh, I love that one. I'm gonna use that one for the rest of my life.
Oh boy. Anyways, all seriousness, we just mentioned those names because they're all good buddies of ours, and I like to have a little fun in my interviews. And people, if you get offended by it, all due respect, I apologize, but I like to have some fun. So if you can't listen to it, I recommend you guys to either stop it. I'm not here to offend anybody, but me and
parental guidance.
Yeah, me and James and Nathan and Vincey and Dan and Rob, we all have this weird-ass Canadian-American friendship. But anyways.
Exactly.
James, you were in some good stuff, my personal opinion. I reviewed a couple of things that you're in, except for Hard Cut. I'm still waiting for a screener.
Yep.
But one thing I will say, the Rhinefield Syndrome, it's a TV series, and if I'm not mistaken, that was created by Douchebag D'Amato, right? I mean, Vince.
It was indeed, yeah.
I mean Vince D'Amato. Sorry, Vince.
Yes, indeed, it was. It was actually most of those ones you mentioned were created by Vince D'Amato. Like I said, that guy's always right. So can't help but see something that he's going to put together.
Yep, and I can tell you one thing. Not to get off track here, but there's one TV series that. It's a web series, if I'm mistaken. It's caused so much, I wouldn't say controversy, I would say it caused so much people. There's a lot of people saying about this how they don't like it or it's trash or stuff. It's only because they don't understand the whole idea behind Catholic cheerleaders for Satan. It was made, it was purposely made corny. It was purposely made, the way it was presented, it was for purpose. I mean, it was made that way to be funny, and a lot of people go
exactly.
And a lot of people go, "Oh my God, those actors are terrible," or whatever. But those actors aren't terrible. I try to explain to people it was made that way. You have to,
Exactly. That's how it's supposed to be.
right. You have to understand. I mean, seriously, if you really think that the acting was that bad, they wouldn't be in the business. Okay.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's a throwback to the '70s grindhouse, cheesy horrors. I mean, that's what Vince cut his teeth on, and was a lot of his inspiration, as for a lot of us, and that's it's kind of an homage to a lost art form.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, what I've come to realize from doing reviews and now getting in the interviews for the last 8 months is I've come to realize there's a lot of movies out there that you won't even hear about unless somebody brings it up. Now, I've gotten comments from a lot of people when I review movies. Oh my God, gruesome! I never even heard of this movie. I went and bought it. I love it. Thank you very much. I never realized that a lot of movies that I get my hands on that people don't know about, and I'm glad that I am doing a service for some of these movies. I've reviewed.
Well, exactly. Guilty.
Yeah.
Guilty over here. I mean, half the stuff I've seen recently is stuff that I've picked up because of your reviews or that you've mentioned.
Right.
So.
And Catholic Cheerleaders, I reviewed that one. Believe it or not, it's still one of the most played reviews as of for the last 3 months since I did it. So a lot of people are interested in this, so that's a good sign.
It's a very good sign, yeah.
What I think is cool about my podcast site is every week it gives a top 10 reviews, and I set it that way. So every week it could be something different at the top. But what's so amazing is it's usually there's 3 of them that I reviewed are always on it every week, and I think that's so neat because it gives me an idea of what people are interested in.
Right.
Yep.
That's awesome. I didn't realize we were consistently in the top 10. That's fantastic.
Yes, it is. And it's all because of Cockhair Carpenter. He's always plugging it, and that's what
he is.
A lot of people who put out stuff I've noticed that might advertise for a little bit and then stop and then move on to something else. But one thing that I've come to realize with Creepy Six Films is when they put something out, they're always bringing something up about it to keep it advertised, and that's the best way to do it. You know what I mean? It's always, I've always.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the way you have to do it. And like I said, well, like you said, Cockhair Carpenter there, Rob. The guy's he's a machine, and like I said, half the stuff wouldn't see the light of day if it wasn't for him. And not only is he, especially the hard cut, which we're submitting right now for festivals and whatnot. Not only is he the star of it, but he's also doing all the grunt work. So,
right.
I mean, you gotta respect a guy like that who's got that much passion for what he does.
Yep, me and Cockhair Carpenter had a lot of conversations on the phone. He's a very energetic, funny, smart, nice guy. You know what I mean? He'll call me out of the sky blue and say, "Hey, Scotty, what's up?" He's a good dude.
Yeah.
So now
he is. He's a prince, man.
Now, Vince D'Amato, he is. I had an interview with him, of course, too, and a very interesting guy. I've heard his voice before I seen his picture. I always see his movies, and I said, man, that voice does not match that face. It's just so.
Mm-hmm.
He sounds older. It's just weird.
I know. But I got Vince's. He's a smart man, I got to say. When you talk to him, he's very knowledgeable, man, about films and especially this genre, the horror genre. Next to yourself, I can't think of anybody who I would say would be, an unarguable source of, information.
But now, if you want to, I've talked to Dan about Hard Cut. I've talked to Vince about Hard Cut. Now, I might as well go ahead and give you and ask you about the Hard Cut. As you said, you guys are going to pass it around to some festivals.
Yes.
It is finished, of course. Can you give the listeners an idea on your perspective of the movie Hard Cut?
Yeah. Well, the Hard Cut was put out to be 2 features, Hard Cut and I Woke Up Screaming the Day I Died, which is basically both movies followed the same events, but from 2 different standpoints. One was from the detective's standpoint, which was Rob's character, who was hired to find this lost movie print Catholic Cheerleaders for Satan, hence the web series.
Right.
And then I woke up screaming the day I died was from the underworld thug standpoint, which was one of the characters was mine, and it was basically kind of look into our days as well, you know, as to what was going on, as well as this whole deal with the, you know, film print. So it was an extremely ambitious project. We shot them back to back, and it's now becoming one feature. And yeah, it looks great, and I can't wait to get everybody's opinion and stuff. We're shopping it around, but the web series Catholic Cheerleaders for Satan is basically the film within the film. We thought it'd be kind of fun that people, when they see it, can go and actually watch what the whole hubbub's about.
I was just going to mention that. But Dan Ellis plays a character that just fits him perfect, you know what I mean? Not Jonas, but...
No, Shotgun Angel.
Or Death Angel, exactly.
Yeah, or Death Angel, yes. It was originally Shotgun Angel. He was so fantastic in that movie as Jonas and as Shotgun Angel. Like, it's amazing. Like, I love Danny. He's such a crazy dude, man. That cat is one wild.
Yeah, I can tell you one thing. Say Creepy Six Films is a unique entertainers to put out movies.
Yes.
You have to desire the grunge. You have to desire the taste. You know, it's more. What's that word we can use for that? It's more down to earth, more realistic. If you know what I mean. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to see in the next film. It's just brilliant.
Exactly, especially with Vince. Because if he can throw it in there, he will definitely do it.
Yep. You know, and Ryan Nicholson, another one.
Also,
yes,
yeah.
He's another one of those creative geniuses. You know, if you wouldn't know any better, you think Vince D'Amato and Nicholson are working together because they're. And same with Guzman. You all got this strange comic book character movies. When I say comic book characters, I mean, you know what I mean. What he does.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're just off the
kind
wall.
of larger than life.
Right.
Type. Yeah. I mean, actually, I'm surprised they haven't worked well. I think Nicholson and D'Amato have only worked together once, to my knowledge, and that was in a movie called Live Feed.
Oh yeah, I had that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe that's the only time that those two have collaborated. I know they talk, and I mean they are friends.
Right.
But Nicholson's a great guy. I worked with him. He did makeup on a web series I did called The Tala.
Okay.
He did all my makeup, like the sucking chest piece and the facial wounds and whatnot. The guy, I mean, it's crazy. That guy can put that stuff together. So not only is he a brilliant filmmaker, the guy is one hell of a makeup artist, I gotta say.
That's what I heard. Industry of low budget, of independent horror. And that was a movie called Dismal, made by Fearmakers. And I watched this movie, and I loved it. It's cannibalism, but that's the first movie that I watched, that I actually watched after I understood what independent horror was. And then obviously I told you earlier that I went to watch Gutterballs right after that, you know. And I absolutely, the actors, the writers, the directors, the producers, anybody who's involved with independent horror or thrillers or something, they have talent. The actors that are in low-budget movies, independent movies, are the ones that work their asses off, and actually, it actually means something to them, because the more the harder they work, the more work they'll get. And then these big timers, like, you know, I'm not saying no names, but the candy-coated ones. All they got to do all they got to do is go in there and take a piss in the corner and get $2 million. You know what I mean? I'm not bashing them. Don't get me wrong, but I think there's more talent in the independent circuit than anywhere.
Oh, I agree, and it's unfortunate that 90% of that talent is going to go largely undiscovered and not realize the success that they're due, because just the way the industry is. But I mean, we do it because we love it. We love what we do, and you know that'll never change, hopefully.
Well, that's my goal. My goal when I started doing this was not to be doing cameos in movies, or not to get an IMDb page. My whole thing was, like I told you before, once I learned the independent horror, then I decided to, let's go ahead and do movie reviews and do interviews. And my whole goal was to put these movies out there for everybody to see, and to do interviews so people can understand who, Jerk Off James Tyce is, or...
I was waiting to see what my nickname would be. I love it. All right. Jerk Off James Tyce.
And then, I apologize. I mean, I'm trying to be serious here. But I'm trying to get the listeners to understand who you guys are and what you're about and what you're capable, just to get a personal, like we're doing today. I take my podcast very seriously, but like I told you, I like to have fun with it. If I know that you're okay with me and how I present myself, and if you want, you automatically jumped in there. I'm sure you got a nickname for me right now, and if you want to say it, you can say it anytime soon before I fall asleep. But I just really enjoy you guys. You guys are down to earth. It's fun. I mean, not everybody I talk to that you can do that with because they're more uppity. That's not their fault. They're just
no, but that's just the way they are. But I mean, you need a sense of humor and to be easy going in the independent, especially the independent horror genre. I mean, you just have to. You got to have a sense of humor. You can't take yourself seriously, otherwise, where's the fun in that, right? You're just going to be, stuck behind it. You're going to be those 9-to-5 desk jobbers.
Yep. I experienced.
Not interested. Exactly.
I'm not going to mention no names. That's not my game, but I like to have fun, and I don't know. I'm overwhelmed.
Well, fun's the name of the game.
What's that?
Fun is the name of the game,
right?
And at the end of the day, if you've had fun, then you succeeded.
Yep, I'm overwhelmed by the respect that I've gotten from filmmakers. Who, don't get me wrong, but I want to experience live sets. I want to experience everything.
No, exactly. That's how you do it, and it's such an experience that I would, I wish everybody had that desire, just so they'd get an idea of what it is. But just to touch on what you were saying, what you do is important, and that's why people like myself and douchebag D'Amato and Dicklick Dan Ellis love it, is because you're putting the word out there. There's not a lot of people that do that. Right. The independent horror film would sit in obscurity for the most part if it wasn't for fine gentlemen like yourselves, and that's why we you're the reason why we do it.
Right.
So
right.
We wouldn't be doing it if there wasn't you. So because no one would see it.
Yeah. You did a short film that's in post production right now in 2010. It's called Behind the Fourth Wall. Now, it's not a horror, but I read a little bit about it, and it seems interesting to me. So if you want, you can mention to the listeners, what the short film's about.
Behind the Fourth Wall was an interesting story. Basically, watching it, you don't really know that the characters are actually characters in a script, and they're trying to figure out whether or not their lives are scripted or if it's free will that's driving them, and that's pretty well the whole crux of the film. And my character Jason is the one that starts to question our lives and whether or not we're in control of our own destiny and actions, or if everything around us is being scripted. And Rob Carpenter, who obviously we've talked about, plays Sam, who is very much on the side of that it's all scripted. In fact, he's the one that's writing, things down and making a script of our lives inside of the film. It was really bizarre, but it's such a cool experience to work with different people. We had a couple people from LA come in to shoot this, and Andrea Bickert, one of them, fantastic actress from LA, and it was just a great experience. And that was that I worked with Rob on such a close level as actors.
Okay. All right, yeah.
Which I love, because me and Rob have a great chemistry on screen, but we don't get to utilize that as often as we'd like. So this was an awesome experience.
Excellent, and like I said before, I really appreciate you coming on here. It's just fun to meet new people, talk to new people, because I was full aware of you, obviously from our Nitwit brothers, our
Nitwit brothers, and that's how I became aware of you. But I love what you do, and I've been, I follow I follow your podcast, and when you offered to, have me come on for an interview, I jumped at it. So,
well, hopefully, years to come when my obligation to child support stops in the next 3 years.
If it's anything like I heard, that could be never, brother.
No, I have 3 more years, and then I'll be done, and I'm gonna make a trip to the good old Canada. And
come to Vancouver, and we'll put you in a film.
Yeah.
We'll get you all set up so you can see how 56 in all its insanity works, because it's something to behold, my friend.
Hey, that's cool, because as long as I can be, in the same set with Cock Hair Carpenter, and
that's a name that's going to be on everybody's tongue in no time. Cock Hair Carpenter. Everyone's going to want to be working with him, and I can't wait for him to hear that his nickname is so good.
Well, what I should do, Rob, I don't want to offend you anyway, but I might make a banner for my podcast. I'm going to put Cock Hair Carpenter and put your link. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. And just make sure that you throw in jerk off Tyce there, because that's pretty good. Jerk off James Tyce. I got to say, I'm a fan.
All right, now, have you thought of my nickname yet? Come on, I feel left out.
I've been working on it. I don't know if it should be Sack Sucker Scott.
Yeah.
Do we like that? Do we like Sack Sucker Scott? That sounds good.
Well, let's see here. Yeah, you say cock sucker?
Sack sucker.
Oh, sacks. Oh, yeah, that's good. Sack sucker. Hey, pass it along to this guy. Sack sucker Scott. Excellent.
There you go.
There you go. Excellent.
Sweet. We're all a fraternity.
Yes,
we're all a fraternity.
Fraternity of weirdo.
Weirdo.
Obscenity.
Yeah, crazy ass mofos.
But but we ought to do is let's see. We got President Cockhair.
Yes, President Cockhair.
President.
And then we got to say it'll be Vice President Dicklick, because you got to give him a pretty high title, or he's going to get all upset.
Let's see.
We'll make Douchebag Tomato treasurer.
There we go.
Because I don't know how he finds the money to fund his films, but the guy's got a real talent at that. So we'll make him treasurer of our little empire here.
And then we got No Nuts Nashwood, and No Nuts Nathan can be what? Secretary of State?
Yeah, Secretary of State sounds good.
Oh, brother. So much fun.
Yeah, and I'll be Jack Off James Tyce will be the goat. I'll run and get everybody's coffee. Jelly donuts and whatnot.
Let's see. Sack Sucker Scott probably can be the damn fucking janitor. What do you think?
Sure. We're going to need a janitor.
Yeah.
Especially with our crew. All that blood and shit flying around. Definitely going to need a...
Oh, man. Awesome. Well, anyways, I really appreciate you coming on.
My pleasure. I'm a big fan. Big fan.
Thank you. All seriousness, but keep in touch. Keep on listening. I'm always having new stuff out there, and hopefully.
Oh yeah, no, I've got you firmly planted. Definitely be keeping in touch and listening.
Well, thank you very much. It was nice talking to you. I'll let you go, and
it's been a real pleasure. So I just want to thank you and keep it up, and let's make sure more people hear about you, so you can spread the word of these awesome independent films that, like I said, without you would probably never see the light of day. So,
well, thank you very much. That's very nice of you to say. So, you take care of yourself. You rock on there in Canada, and
will you too? And come down and see. We got to get this empire up and running as soon as we can. So,
yes,
as soon as you're heading north, let us know.
I sure will. You take care.